Australia's worst natural disaster. With each hour, the death toll rises. Many more people are burned or broken or missing.
In the last 24 hours, and many good people now lie dead.
I've got nothing. It's all gone. But we're not the only ones.
Among the victims, retired newsreader Brian Naylor. And where children played and people worked and shopped, entire towns burnt to the ground. This morning, stories of loss and survival. This is a special edition of Sunrise. Hello and thank you for joining us. We are coming to you this morning from Whittlesea. It's about an hour from Melbourne. I'm at the community centre and this is where residents are coming to seek help. They're coming for food and clothing and counselling. We've got about half a dozen sleeping on the floor inside who all lost their homes yesterday afternoon. Koshi is across town. He's at the staging post for the Country Fire Service in Whittlesea.
Yeah, Mel, the news from here isn't very good at all. We know 93 people are dead. That toll is likely to rise a lot higher if word from the firefighters that come through this staging post is any indication. What we don't know is how many more bodies are going to be found in the ashes. Of course, dozens more people were injured, but there are also stories, just amazing stories of survival.
They are really just incredible. Some people have had such lucky escapes. We're going to hear from them this morning as part of our extensive coverage. And the Prime Minister will join us too, and we're going to tell you how you can help, because there are so many people that are wanting to help right around the country in some small way.
Absolutely, and as always, the soapbox is open for your messages of support for this fire-ravaged community here, and also for your own stories. It has just been a horror weekend right the way through Victoria. Nat and Brett's are, of course, keeping an eye on things back at Brecky Central as well.
But we begin with the story from overnight. And conditions have eased slightly as a cool change sweeps across Victoria. But at least 10 fires are still burning out of control. Kim Ivosavac takes up the story.
More than 36 hours battling the worst bushfires in the country's history, exhausted crews were blessed with a welcome cool change last night, but it was no time to rest.
We've got major fires. There's 10 major fires in Victoria. We haven't tracked them. Those fires will take 3 or 4 days to get under control.
Across the state, once leafy suburban hamlets have been reduced to a smouldering wasteland.
I've got nothing. It's all gone.
Where nothing remains but scorched earth, twisted tin and ash.
It was so ferocious. And I can understand how people got caught, and I can understand why so much has gone.
Those killed were trapped in their homes or incinerated in their cars as they tried to outrun the flames.
Some people that we know, I think they've lost 2 of their young kids, so that's even worse.
More than 750 homes were destroyed by the inferno.
And you've lost everything? Everything we own.
This couple took refuge in their cellar as the flames roared overhead.
See, as the house was burning, that the lid of the cellar, which was metal, was just glowing red in the corner, and I didn't know whether we were going to make it or not.
Almost nothing remains of the township of Marysville in the Yarra Valley.
It'll never be what it was. You can't replace old buildings and 100-year-old trees.
Kinglake was the hardest hit. Entire streets no longer exist. 21 residents perished, including veteran television newsreader Brian Naylor and his wife Maureen. The sheer scale of the disaster has grabbed headlines around the world.
Good afternoon. The worst bushfires in Australian history have now claimed the lives of at least 84 people.
Firefighters in southeastern Australia battling massive wildfires this morning.
British Prime Minister Gordon Brown called Mr Rudd offering help. The federal government has announced a $10 million assistance package and national appeal. Eligible adults will receive $1,000 and each affected child $400. Those who lost loved ones will receive $5,000 to help with funeral expenses.
Our thoughts and our prayers go out to each and every one of them as they now try and deal with this tragedy and recover from the damage which has occurred.
The hunt is on in earnest for those responsible.
We've been suspicious about this fire all along. Fire experts have given us advice that this fire, they believe, was lit.
Kim Avosabak, 7 News.
Well, just ahead on Sunrise, we'll get the latest from the fire chiefs. We'll get some insight on their plans to put out the fires. And in 20 minutes, Victoria's Police Commissioner will tell us about the hunt for the firebugs who started some of those blazes. Then it's the heartbreaking stories of loss and survival from the people caught in the middle of all of this. Many of them have gathered here at the Whittlesea Community Centre.
But right now, Nat has the rest of this morning's news, including details of the fires around Sydney. Morning, Nat.
Thanks, Koshy. Good morning, everyone. Police have charged a 15-year-old boy and a 31-year-old man with deliberately starting bushfires across New South Wales. 50 fires are still burning across the state, but a cooler change has helped ease the threat. Overnight, police arrested and charged a man over this blaze on the Central Coast. He is due to face Gosford local court today.